Hello everyone, welcome back. It's part 16 probably. Should I read this? Kiken Bakuretsu no ni o Shigeki Shinaide. Okay, so Kiken basically is just the word danger. Bakuretsu, it's kind of interesting. It's instead of bakuhatsu. Bakuhatsu is to explode, or well, it's not to explode. It's explosion. And bakuretsu, I don't think is really any different. It won't be much different anyway. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it just says exploding. Bakuretsu, not me. So the sort of the nut or the seed of explosions, as in a bomb flower, right? So I guess they're called like bomb, well, exploding nuts, kind of in Japanese. And then shigeki. Shigeki is basically stimulation. So shigeki suru is just to stimulate, you know, to stimulate essentially. Don't and then this is a negative. Negative, what do you call it? Just telling us not to do it, basically. Shinaide, so don't stimulate the exploding nuts. Sounds a bit of an unfortunate way of wording it, actually. Ooh. Nice. Oh. Don't need that one. Hop. Okay, like how are you? How do you do this trick? Probably not worth it anyway, right? It probably saves like a frame over the whole, over the course of a whole run or something. Yeah. Omae? Omae janai ka. So obviously Omae in the sense of our name. And then Omae janai ka is not it you, Omae. Souka, buji de itaka. So souka just is that so. Buji literally meaning no thing. We may have seen this already. And it sort of means, I don't know, basically it means safe. Buji means safe. So without encountering kind of, you know, to not exist any, I don't know, perilous phenomena, I suppose. You know, we are safe. We have not. Who cares? Anyway. Buji de ita. So you kind of existed via safeness. Or you existed in safeness. But I don't know, man. People just often say buji de to mean like, you know, safe. Buji de yokata would be like, you know, I'm glad you're safe. Or, you know, thank God you're safe or whatever. So buji de ita ka. With just a question, so, you know, is that so you were existing safely, kind of, you know, you're safe, essentially. Sore ni shite mo omae. So that's not our name this time, because it's in kanji. I'm going to look up sore ni shite mo. Nevertheless, at any rate, even so. And I think you can understand this based out of kind of the word, the characters that are used in it. Sore ni shite mo, it's sort of like even if we go with that sort of thing, even if we go with your being safe or whatever, or kind of despite that maybe, even though we go with that, I don't know, man, never mind. I don't know why I'm getting into this. Just means like nevertheless, at any rate. And then omae, that's a rude pronoun, so why are you talking to us like that? Tsubasa ga nai no ni yoku koko made nobotta botte koreta na. Tsubasa just meaning wings. Nai to not exist. So, and then no ni sort of. I thought this was usually nowadays anyway, at least. Nowadays, no ni. Hold on. Is that even right? No ni is usually a regretful despite. Like, even though I did all of this, you're not coming. Kind of that sort of regretful, sad. Although. But sometimes it's the particles separately. Tsubasa ga nai no ni. So I guess, I don't know, maybe it's just not regretful sometimes. Anyway, so even though, you know, wings do not exist, or even though you do not have wings, yoku koko made nobotte koreta. So yoku meaning basically well, and then koko made, until here. Nobotte koreta. Oh, maybe he's talking about height-wise. We have done well to climb up to here. We have done well. Koreta. Yeah, you've done well in kind of being able to come climbing until here. Because that's koreru is the potential form of kuru. To come, so it's the potential form. So you were able to climb to until here, and yoku is just there to say you've done well to be able to do that. And then na, again, just rhetorically seeking agreement. Sore yori imoto-san wa. So kind of than that, more importantly than that, basically. Imoto-san wa, your little sister, regarding your little sister, sort of omitting the full question. But obviously we know what he means. He's asking about our sister. And we look away. Souka. Shinpai suru na. Ano ko wa daijoubu da yo. So souka, just meaning like, is that so? Is that the case? Shinpai suru na. This is a negative imperative. It's the dictionary form of the verb, in this case just suru, followed by na. And shinpai is a noun meaning worry. So suru makes it into a verb, and therefore you've basically got, you know, don't worry, don't you dare worry. It's like kind of ordering us not to worry about it. And then anoko wa daijoubu da yo. That child. Basically, I think ko gets used quite a bit with talking about women. Yeah, it often gets used for just women, like not even like young women necessarily. Well, yeah, you know, relatively young. Like, you know, you probably wouldn't use it for anyone over like 40 or so, but you know, depending on your age, you can sort of use ko to refer to women, I guess. You know, if they're 10 or 20 or so years younger than you, sort of thing. Anyway, in this case, I don't know, man. It could be sort of that girl sort of thing. Yeah, that girl. Anoko wa daijoubu. Daijoubu just means, you know, okay. And then dayo, just a declarative with a force, with a vibe changer. Soda omae. So, you know, oh, that's right, omae. Uchi no oyakata-sama ni atte minai ka. Uchi, so I mentioned in a recent video, I can't remember how recent, that people say uchi to refer to themselves actually quite commonly. And that's what he's doing here. He's saying uchi no oyakata-sama, I think. Oyakata is basically like the chief. Let's just check. Oyakata. Yeah, just. Well, I've got a couple of things here. A master or coach in professional sumo. But yeah, you know, it was chief basically. It's like the boss of a tribe or whatever. So yeah, to the tribe, to the chief, or rather to my chief. Ateminai ka. Like, will not you try meeting with him? Will not you attempt Will not you try the experience of meeting with him? 前にここにいる仲間たちにお前のことを話したらみんな心配してくれてな。くれてな? I don't know actually. I don't know what's going on here. I get the idea basically, but I wouldn't feel comfortable using this just in case it's got certain nuances that I don't know. But yeah, Maya ni, so basically at before or previously, I suppose. Koko ni iru nakama tachi ni, to my fellows. So that's just a pluralize of the tachi. To my fellows who kind of, well, who exist at here. So yeah, my fellows who are here, I guess. Maybe meaning on the island. Omae no koto wo hanashitara. And I think that's just, hanashitara, hanasu, meaning to discuss, to talk about. And this is the tara conditional, which can mean when or if. And in this case, I'm pretty sure it's when. So when I talked about your, well, you, basically, omae no koto o hanashitara. Yeah. Yeah, basically, when I talked about you, when I told them about you, when I discussed you. Minna, just meaning everyone. Shinpai shite kurete na. Shinpai shite kureru, they sort of worried as kind of a favour. Not a favour, obviously, not literally as a favour, but they worried, and he's perceiving that as, a kind of desirable, not desirable, but, a good thing done for him and me, I guess. They worried for us. Yeah, they worried for us in kind of a good way. And again, interesting that he's saying kureru. Well, he's not, he's saying kurete, but that's a form of kureru. Because it means he sort of considers himself kind of part of our party, maybe. Maybe he considers himself slightly close to us. Or maybe this is just how you used the grammar back in the day. I don't know. それにうちの親方様ならきっとShin me? Hold on. Maybe shin me? Yeah, shin me. Okay, good. Shin me. Shin me になって相談に乗ってくれるはずだ。Okay, so それに to that, basically meaning and or in addition also. うちの親方様なら when it comes to or if it is my chief, basically. And that's if in kind of a more sort of certain kind of way. Like if it's my chief. I'll stick with when it comes to, I think. When it comes to my chief. Kitto, like for sure. Shinmi ni natte, sort of, well, shinmi apparently means kind, cordial. Or it also means relation or relative. So, basically he will be, or he will, be, basically. He will be pleasant, friendly. He will, be courteous. He will be kind to you, I guess. Soldan ni, to kind of a discussion, to a discussion. And then noru, I guess this is kind of literally just like, if it just means he will notte kureru. I think it just means that he will kind of cooperate by allowing a discussion to take place. It's like he will ride onto the discussion. Like he won't, or he will ride the discussion maybe. He won't just sort of stop it dead. Or maybe. I'm taking this very literally, but yeah, maybe it's like he will just ride the discussion. rather than killing it dead, stopping it before it starts. You know, he won't just shut you down. He will cooperate. He will talk about it with you. And then kureru, again, just, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's saying that to us. Maybe he's just considering the chief's position and our position, and he's using the relevant sort of direction. Because of course to us it's kureru. I don't know if he's considering himself as part of our party and therefore using kureru, or if he's purely looking at our individual statuses. I'm not sure. Anyway, doesn't really matter too much. And then hazu, meaning that he expects that will be the case. Like it should, in an expectation kind of way, not in a advice kind of way. So yeah, the chief, when it comes to the chief, he for sure, you know, should be pleasant and, you know, open to discussing things, I suppose. He should do those things. And then yosh, ore wa, oh my god, hito ashisaki? Maybe. Hito ashisaki ni ite, omae no koto wo shirasete kuru kara. Okay, yosh just meaning, oh yeah. Ore wa, I. Hito ashisaki is just like one step ahead, quite literally. Yeah, one step ahead. Hito ashisaki. So I'll go, you know, right ahead. Ni ite. So I will go, you know, one step ahead, you know, just ahead, basically. And then omae no koto wo, kind of, you know, you. And then shidaseru. This is the causative of shiru, meaning to know something. So shidaseru, as in causative, is to cause others to know. So he will go and basically, you know, let people know about us. Or let the chief know about us. I think he might be talking about the chief. And he's saying, shirasete kuru. I will go and do that, and then come back, sort of thing. This is very common in Japanese, to say you will do a verb in the te form, and then kuru. Or ideally, I suppose, you know, the polite form, kimasu. So shirasete kimasu. I will go let them know and come back. I will return. I will go and do this and come back. Yeah. Very common. And then kara. So I guess it's just, you know, I'll go one step ahead and let everyone know about you. So, at the end, kara is like so, I guess. Omae wa ato kara kuru to ii. Regarding you, ato kara, from after, maybe. Kuru to ii, you know, coming will be good. You know, you should come afterwards. Yeah, I think that's right. Ja, matteru kara na. So, now, with that, matte iru, like I exist waiting. And then kara na. I think that's just insisting. What is that doing? Ja matteru kara na. Matteru kara na. I don't know actually. What is that? Ja matteru kara na. Could be like implied within it, like be quick about it because, you know, we are waiting. I think that kind of has to be it. Or it's just, you know, or it's just insisting that this is the sort of important information. You know, we'll be waiting is kind of maybe the main takeaway from the whole discussion we've just had. I don't know. See you there, dude. Okay. This could be long. Ooh. Douda, Baru-sama no oikari no genin wa wakatta ka? So doda, just meaning how is it? Baru-sama na o ikari. Interesting that they're putting an honorific on here. But Baru-sama's o ikari. Ikari is like rage, basically. Yeah, it's like rage, so he's put an honorific on it for some reason. O ikari na genin. Genin is like the cause, basically, the cause of the anger of Valu-sama. And then wa, just bringing that up as the topic. And then wakatta ka, has it become clear? Or less literally, have you understood? Have you understood the cause of Valu's rage? I'll figure it out, guys. Oh, kimi ga omae-kun ka. So just a noise, and then kimi ga, you are omae-kun. Yeah, that's what ga's doing there. It's kind of identifying us. You are omae-kun. If it were wa, it would sort of been like, you are omae-kun. Kind of just talk. The focus is sort of reversed. For ga, the focus is on this, whereas for wa, it's kind of on this. You are omae-kun versus you are omae-kun. Kind of slightly different. That's one difference between wa and ga that can be quite useful to know. Kimi no koto wa yoko ni iru kono odori kara yoku kiiteiru yo. So kimi no koto, just, you, essentially. You and... How do you translate this, honestly? Kimi no koto. Things about you. You and things about you. You and your situation and stuff. I don't know. I've probably tried in a previous part. Yoko ni iru. So, existing to the side. That's probably this guy. Kono odori kara. So, from this odori. I guess that's his name. Audrey or Audley or Audrey. I don't know. Can't figure it out. Odori. I wonder if this dori is also a play on tori. Probably not. Probably not. And then yoku kiite iru yo. And this is an example of where kiite iru is not actually present continuous. So it's not saying I am hearing well from this Audrey who exists to the side, kind of about you. It's more I exist having heard. I exist having heard well. Those things. So it's sort of past tense. Like I have heard. It's like, past perfect or whatever. Or no, present perfect. I don't know, man. But yeah, I have heard well from this guy next to me. Taihen datta na. So taihen is just sort of, a big ordeal. A big kind of problem, big worry. And then datta, past tense. Yeah, just, I guess maybe you have been through a lot, possibly. Is sort of the vibe. And then na, just rhetorical agreement seeking. Chikara ni nareru koto ga aru nara nandemo ii nasai. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So nara here just basically acting as a conditional. If there exists something with which maybe chikara ni nareru koto ga aru nara. Maybe. And then chikara ni naru is basically to... Is that to be helped? Chikara ni naru apparently is to be helpful. To be dependable. And then nareru is potential form. So it's like... To be able to be helpful. If there exists a way, I guess, if there exists a thing that we can be helpful regarding nandemo ii nasai, sort of whatever, anything whatsoever. And then ii nasai is kind of a motherly way of requesting someone do something. It sounds like an impatient mother sort of thing. Sort of like, right, that's enough now, go to bed now. It's got a little bit of a little bit of kind of strength behind it, you know. There are nicer ways to sort of say things. Again, I guess him being a chief, he doesn't really care about that because he's the chief, right? So he can talk like this if he wants, and no one really has any say against it, really. It's just how he's going to talk because he's the chief. So there you go. But yeah, this is from you, meaning to say, and of course it becomes inasai. Yeah. And then dekiru kagiri kyōryoku sasete morau yo. So dekiru is just dekiru kagiri. Kagiru is the verb meaning to limit. So kagiri, I guess, is just the noun form. So the limit of what we can do, I guess, essentially, or whatever we can do. And then kyōryoku sasete morau. Kyōryoku is just cooperation. And then we've got sasete, which is the causative of suru. So kyōryoku shite morau will be I will receive your cooperating. But in causative, it just flips the directions. So it's sort of like I will receive your allowing us to cooperate. Which is kind of crazy. So basically he's saying, you know, that he wants to help and he will help. But it kind of goes back and forth with these kinds of grammar. Kyōryoku shite morau will be I'll receive your cooperation. Kyōryoku sasete morau will be I will receive your allowing us to cooperate. Which is dumb. Kind of. It's difficult at first. Tada. 我々も困った問題を抱えていてね. So tada is just, you know, well, but, I guess in this case. 我々も, 我々, just us. We. And then mo, we also. 困った is like concerned about. Or troubled. So 困った問題. Mondai is a problem. So a troubling problem, I guess. Kakaete ite ne. Kakaete ite ne. Oh, okay. Kakaeru. Oh, okay. The second definition is to have, especially problems, debts, etc. But kakaeru also means to like to hold or to carry. So I guess it's like to shoulder a burden kind of thing. But yeah, the second definition there works, to have, especially problems or debts. Kakaete ite, and that's just the te form of iru. And it's just kind of an unfinished sentence, like the rest is just kind of implied. You know, we exist, you know, shouldering a troubling problem. We also exist shouldering a troubling problem. And then he kind of just doesn't finish the sentence. Kind of, maybe. You can see it like that if you want. The key information's there, anyway. この島に来るとき、山の上で暴れている竜に気づいたか? So この島に来るとき, at the time when you come to this island. It's interesting that it's kuru. Why is it kuru? Why isn't it kita? Why isn't it past tense? Why isn't it when you came to this island? It could be a relative tense thing. Maybe this bit, which kizuku is to notice, this is past tense. Maybe the noticing of the dragon, which is mentioned in this sentence. Sorry, I should really cover that. But maybe the noticing happens before the coming. So it's kind of a relative thing, maybe, where did you notice? And then this happened after it. So this is in sort of future tense, maybe. Possibly. Anyway, and then we've got yama no ue de. So at, kind of on top of the mountain. Abareteire, kind of a raging, a violenting dragon. Ni kizuita ka. Yeah, so did you notice? And ni, as I think I've said before, is just the particle you use with kizuku or kiotsuku or whatever. So that's just the particle you use. So did you notice a violenting dragon at, or rather, no. Yeah, no, that is right. You know, at on top of the mountain, you know, at the time when you came to this island. I sure did. Wareware rito zoku wa goran no you ni sora no shigoto o shite kurashiteiru. So wareware rito zoku. So we Rito tribes, or we the Rito tribe. Goran no you ni. Kind of, basically as you can see. Again, it may be interesting that he's saying goran, which is kind of the polite way of saying to look at or to see or to watch or whatever. But that's what he's deciding to say. I guess it's kind of common enough that it doesn't necessarily sound polite, but it is also the polite way to express that. So goran no yoni, basically, I suppose, in the way that, you know, in the way that can be seen, or in the way of seeing, in the way of that you look, I don't know, as you can see, basically. Sora no shigoto shite, we do kind of the work of the sky, or maybe we, no, work in the sky, maybe. Yeah, maybe this is just linking these attributes. So sky work, we do sky work, or, you know, that's literal again, but you know, we work in the skies, you know, we fly around and do work, maybe, I guess. And then kurasu is basically to spend your life, a way of living your life. So kurashite iru is just, you know, we exist, or maybe this is present continuous. We are living our lives, doing work of the sky, you know, as you can see. Yeah. That sort of thing. それは大人になるとき、竜の山に住む竜のバルー様から鱗をいただき. And I'm fairly sure the sentence is going to continue in the next text box. But それは, bringing that up as the topic now, so I guess that last text box, you know, doing the work and living our lives, doing work in the skies. Regarding doing that, otona ni naru toki, at the time when we become to an adult, or when we become adults, ryu no yama ni sumu ryu no baru sama kara uroko o itadaki. So itadaku is to receive. So we receive an uroko. Uroko is a scale from the dragon Velu-sama, who resides on I suppose Dragon Mountain or something. And as I said, the sentence isn't yet finished, I don't think. So it's just going to be like, you know, we receive a scale from Velu-sama, the dragon who lives on Dragon Mountain, and karada ni hane o hayasu koto ga dekiru karada something. Okay, well, all right, let's work through it. What karada, so body, to the body, hane is basically wings. Yes, wings or feathers. I think it kind of doubles up. It's a bit weird, unfortunately. Or hayasu. Hayasu, interestingly, is like a transitive verb for growing. So it's like you intentionally grow something. Like, were I growing a beard right now, I would be hayashiteru, a beard. I would be hige o hayashiteru. Whereas if I don't really mean to do it, if it just happens, then it's like hayeru. It's just like something just grows. Like grass just grows. Grass hayerus. Whereas if I kind of try to grow something, I'm hayashiteruing it. I'm hayasuing it. So it's kind of interesting to me that he's saying hayas. Karada ni hane o hayasu koto ga dekiru karada. I don't know if this is karada like this, karada, or if it's just kara and then a declarative da. That's annoying. I wish they'd used kanji. Then again, maybe they can't because it's the second option. Yeah, so maybe it's because, or yeah, because, and then we've got this potential form phrase again, koto ga dekiru, with a dictionary form verb. So we can grow wings onto our body, I guess, because we can do that. I think it has to be that, but I'm probably translating that kara wrong there. Karada ni hane o hayasu koto ga dekiru karada. Is it just clarifying? I think maybe it's just clarifying what the point of the last text box was. So he said, when we are adults, when we, become adults, we go and receive a scale from Velu-sama, who lives on the mountain, and that's because we are able to grow wings. So, maybe it helps us grow wings or whatever. We can't grow wings without that scale. Shikash, saikin, on ko, maybe. On ko na baru-sama ga zenzen totsuzen ano yo ni alabare dash. Sorry, no, that was wrong. Abare dash. Abare dash. So shikashi just meaning however, saikin meaning recently, on ko, it is on ko, gentle, interesting. Onko na baru-sama ga, so gentle, Lord Valu or whatever. Totsuzen meaning suddenly, so suddenly. Ano yo ni abare dashi. I don't know what's going on here. Ano yo ni, so basically like that, like how you saw earlier, that way. And I don't know if this is like abare dasu. Let me have a look. Oh, damn. Yeah, I think it is abare das. Okay, abare dashi. So that's the stem of a verb then. Abare dasu is to grow restive? 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 I don't know how to pronounce that. Or to begin to act violently, basically. So ano yo ni abare dashi. And then a bit more of the sentence. Ima de wa chikazuku koto sura dekinai. So ima de wa, kind of via now, at now, the time now. That's interesting that it's dewa. I feel like wa would have sufficed as well. But he's saying dewa, ima dewa. Chikazuku is to approach. And then we've got this sort of koto ga dekiru, or koto ga dekinai, or whatever. But we've got sura in the middle. And so sura means like even, basically. Even this thing we cannot do. For the time being, or at the time now, the phenomenon of approaching even we cannot even get close to him. Kono mama de wa nen koro no kodomo tachi ga ryu no yama no baru-sama no tokoro e uroko o tori ni ikezu, and then probably more information to come in the next text box. Kono mama de wa, so mama basically means like a state of, something, the state of, well, a state, I guess. So kono mama, this state, dewa, in this state, nen koro. Toshigoro. Okay, approximate age. Or, another definition, marriageable age. Or age of independence, or age of adulthood. So I guess it's that, maybe that last one or whatever, right? So, nengoro no kodomo tachi ga. So, children, of the sort of, independent age of adulthood. I guess beginning adulthood. Ryu no yama no baru sama no tokoro e. To the place of, Valu, Lord Valu of the Dragon Mountain. Uroko o tori ni ikezu. So toru here is to take. Excuse me. Oh gosh, to keep moving my chair around. So toru is to take, and here we have tori with ni. So it's to do some verb for the purpose of taking. So uroko as a scale, and ikezu is the negative, is a negative potential form. This is iku, is your base verb, to go. So ikezu is a negative potential form. So it's like they cannot go to take the scale. And then I guess this factors in somewhere. Yeah. Oh, I guess no, they cannot go to the place of Valu-sama, to take the scale kind of thing. They can't do that. But as I said, I don't think his thing is done yet. I think we've got more information here. Okay. Tsubasa o motenu mama yagate. Okay. Seikatsu wa dekinaku natte shimau daro. So Tsubasa, wings. Motenu. This is a different negative potential form. So instead of motanu from motsu, motsu is to get or to have or to possess. So motanu would be a negative, to not do those things, and motenu is the negative potential. So, and then mama again is state. So in the state of not being able to acquire wings, yagate, kind of ultimately or before long or eventually. Oh no, before long, soon. Okay, yeah, before long, I guess. Yagate seikatsu wa, kind of our livelihood, the way we live. Seikatsu is basically activity, I guess. And then deki naku naru. So we've got deki naku from deki nai, to not be able to do, and then we've got naru, meaning to become. So it's like to become not able to do. But then in addition, we've also got deki naku natte shimau, which is just a suffix to express an undesirable outcome, or an not outcome, but yeah, an undesirable verb here. So we will undesirably become unable to, I guess, do our usual livelihoods. And then daro, just, assertively, rhetorically seeking agreement. Oh my gosh, it's going on and on. I want it to end. Rito no oya toshite wa, ima wa nani yori hitozoku no mondai o kaiketsu shinakute wa naranai no da. Okay, yeah, so as I said, we've got like Rito no oya. So I guess oya in this case. Hold on, actually. Is that oya? It might be cho. Let me have a look. I want to see if it gets returned as a potential reading. Kanji, sorry for oya. It doesn't look like it does. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe cho's safe. Cho's pretty safe. You'll see that a lot. Cho, meaning like a leader, a boss of anything, whatever. So Rito no cho toshite wa, And this toshite is kind of like meaning as, essentially, as the leader of the Rito. And then wa, just, I guess, contrasting it somehow. I don't know. Ima wa, now, nani yori, than whatever, basically. Or than what, no matter what it is, than that, you know, than whatever. Hitozoku no mondai o kaiketsu shinakute wa naranai no da. So Ichizoku, I guess that's just like the one tribe in the sense of the whole tribe. No mondai, so the whole tribe's problem. And kaiketsu, I guess, will just be to resolve or a resolution, which we then need to make into a verb with suru. But of course we don't have suru, we have shinakute wa naranai, which is the must grammar that I've probably mentioned several times throughout this whole series. People have usually been shortening it. Some people are saying like shinai to. But here it is unshortened in its full form. Shinakute wa. So it's kind of like regarding not doing it. And then naranai is just like unacceptable. So not doing it is unacceptable. Therefore, of course, remove the double negative and it's basically I must do this. I must do this. And then no da, just explanatory language with a declarative. Sumanai ga sore ga sumu made matte moraeru kana. So sumanai, the kind of casual form of sumimasen, meaning, you know, sorry. So sumanai ga, like, you know, apologies. Sore ga sumu made, so until that ends. Sumu is just to kind of to end or to be ended, to end, I think, just to end. Or until it's like cleared up, you know, kind of resolved, maybe even. Sorry about that again. But yeah, until that is resolved. And then matsu, meaning to wait. We've got matte, moraeru. Morao, meaning to receive. And moraeru is just its potential form. So can I receive your waiting until that is resolved? You know, and then kana, just kind of wondering. You know, I wonder if I can receive your waiting until that is resolved. Of course you can. I feel like we've got a ton more to go over here. It's I don't want to, but there we go. Oyakata-sama, sono aida omae ni shisoku no komori-sama no koto o soudan shite mite wa dou desu? Let me just look up that shisoku. Yeah, no, totally nailed it. Totally nailed it. So Oyakata-sama, just addressing him. Chief. Sono aida. Like, aida is basically a window of time. So I guess, you know, that window of time, or maybe better would, you know, within that window of time, you know, while we're doing that, while we're busy with this, in that window of time, omae ni to omae, just referring to us by name, not the rude pronoun. Go shisoku no komori-sama no koto o. So he's put an honorific here. Go shisoku is just a son, and then that is being linked to komori, just as an attribute. So your son, komori-sama, just, you know, a suffix, a politeifying suffix. No koto, hard to explain, but basically just means, you know, your son komori. And then soudan shite mite wa dou desu. So yeah, I guess just trying the experience of discussing it. And then dou desu, basically dou desu ka, but you don't really have to say ka at the end. He's just saying dou desu, dou desu. No, it wouldn't say des. Dou desu. I feel like when it's a question like this, you have to pronounce the su like this. I don't think you can say like, I don't feel like you can say like dou desu. You know, that just feels weird. Dou desu. you want to really exaggerate that su. I don't know if there's anything here regarding the kid's name. Actually, yeah, I think there is actually, isn't there? Isn't this a shortening of Komori, which it means like bat? Yeah, it totally does. So the word bat is ko-u-mori, but we've just got komori here. We've got it shortened down. So I wonder if that is a bit of a joke. But komori, well, not a joke, but maybe a reference to the word bat. Komori is bat. But yeah, there you go. I'm going to skip ahead because I'm getting sick of it. Kare wa goran no you ni yugan na shounen desu. So kare wa just meaning he's talking about us. He's saying like regarding him. Goran no you ni, again, as you can see. Yugan is, I guess, just sort of kind of sturdy, strong, courageous, brave, perhaps, is probably just the best one. I'm not reading it right, apparently. Am I not reading that right? Okay, 1 second. Oh, you can. Okay, no, yeah, you can. You can na shounen desu. So obviously this is a na adjective. You can na, so a brave, and then shounen literally meaning, few years, but basically it means young boy or young man even. Shounen. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so as you can see, he's a brave lad. Komori-sama mo kitto kare ni wa kokoro wo hiraite kureru hazu desu. Okay. So Komori-sama also, kitto for sure, kare ni wa, so kind of to him as opposed to others. That's what the wa is doing here. So to him rather than us, as they may have already experienced rejection or refusal to cooperate from Komori. I think that's what this wa is doing. It's like perhaps to him, Mr. Komori will talk or something. Kokoro wo hiraite. So I guess it's just, open his heart. I'm not getting any dictionary entries for that. But yeah, it's literally, he will open his heart, I guess, and then kureru. I'm starting to think that kureru is just considering our perspective relative to others, maybe, rather than him considering himself, party to us. I don't know. I'm starting to think it's, got less of that, we're the same party kind of vibe. And then Hazu, again, just expressing an expectation that something should be the case or will be the case. So yeah, he should, for sure, open his heart to Link, rather than us. As I said, they probably have failed to get him to talk before. And then Soudana. So that is so, isn't it? Like basically agreement, you're right kind of thing. Soudana. Please talk less. Okay. Jitsu wa musuko. Yeah, musuko. Okay, musuko komori wa honrai naraba tsubasa wo motaneba naranu toshi nanoda ga. Okay. So jitsu wa just translates well to like actually, I think. So yeah, actually, musuko komori wa. So musuko komori, my son Komori. Honrai naraba. Let's have a look. Honrai, how do you use that then? I've got essentially, naturally, by nature, in itself, or in and of itself. and originally. But we've also got naraba. Honlai naraba. Honlai naru. Honlai naraba. Ooh, excuse me. We've got honlai nara, which is by all rights. Honlai naraba. I might have to ask about that. I will upload. Sorry, I will comment things that I asked about in previous videos. I've just been a bit lazy, unfortunately, and haven't gone back to add the comments. I did ask my friend, and she's given me answers. But I don't know. I haven't got round to commenting them on the appropriate videos yet. But yeah, there you go. So I'll ask about this honlai naraba. But we've got like by all rights, or essentially, naturally. I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave it because that's annoying me. Tsubasa o motaneba naranu toshi nano da ga. So he is the age, I guess. Toshi just meaning age here. So he is the age where, you know, he kind of has to. Like, motaneba naranu. These are just weird negatives, but essentially he's saying the same must form as he said earlier, which was what? Kaiketsu shinakute wa naranai. So if you were to do that here, it would just be tsubasa wo motanakute wa naranai. But he's just using weird negative forms. Motaneba naranu toshi. So he is of the age where he must get his wings. I wonder if this is acting as principally. He is of the age where, you know, he is of the principal age. He is of the age where in principle he must get his wings. Maybe. Ki ga yowaku konkai no koto de sukkari tsubasa wo motsu koto wo akiramete shimatte ne. Ki ga yowaku. So I think it's just like, you know, his determination, his kind of mind, his... Yeah, mind, I guess, but that sounds far more negative in English than I want it to. Ki ga yowaku, like his mind is weak. Or maybe his... You know, his determination is weak, maybe. Like, once he hit a hurdle, he just went, forget it. And kind of gave up, maybe. I don't know. Konkai no koto de, I guess that's just this time's, you know, happenings. You know, due to this time's happenings. Or due to what happened recently. Sukkari, I guess is just completely. Yeah, all completely, thoroughly. So sukkari tsubasa o motsu koto o. So wings get phenomenon. Or the act of getting his wings, or getting, essentially, getting wings. And then akidameru is to give up. But here we have akiramete shimao, basically. So he undesirably gave up. And I think it's undesirable to him, because, you know, it's not. Yeah, that's not a good thing. You want your son to get his wings, right? Well, if you're a bird, you do, I assume. Akiramete shimatte, and then that's just. Again, maybe more information is implied, so he's using the te form, but I don't think it even really needs to be. You can just end with the te form sometimes. I say sometimes, quite often probably. And then net, again, just, you know, rhetorical agreement seeking. Dodaro. You know, like, how? I wonder, kind of vibe. How is it, do you say? How about it, do you say? Maybe, I don't, you know, that sort of thing. How about it? Kimi no motsu sono yuki o ano ko ni wakete wa moraenai darou ka? So kimi no motsu sono yuki. So the bravery, or rather that courage that you possess, I guess. The courage that you have. Anoko ni, to that child. I guess obviously this time not meaning a girl, but yeah, to that child. Wakete wa moraenai. Wakete wa moraenai. Darouka. So, like, this is basically, cannot I receive your sharing that courage that you possess, to that kid, with that kid. Cannot I receive your sharing that? Wakete wa. I wonder if it's just saying, as opposed to doing anything more than that? Or, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's saying, like, as opposed to, full on helping him, or, getting his wings for him, or, whatever. It's just saying, maybe you could just share your courage with him, as opposed to doing anything more than that. I'm not entirely sure, but as I've said, wa does contrast quite often, and I think it's doing it here too. Musuko ni atte moraeru ka ne? So to son, can I receive your meeting? Kind of vibe at the end. Sure. Soka. Arigato. Is that so? And then thank you. Wareware mo dekiru dake hayaku mondai o kaiketsu shite kimi ni kyōryoku sasete morau yo. So yeah, we also. Dekiru dake is basically. Dekiru dake. Dekiru dake is like as much as one can. Essentially. And then hayaku, I guess, just adding that in. So kind of, as much as one can quickly, or less literally, as quickly as we can. Mondai o kaiketsu shite. Problem, resolve, and then just te form. Well, problem resolution, but suru makes it into a verb. And it's te form, so it just allows the sentence to continue. So we will resolve the problem just as quickly as we possibly can. And then to you, kyōryoku sasete morau. We will receive your allowing us to help, I guess, sort of thing. And then yo, just a bit of force at the end. Or a vibe changer, as I've been calling it. Musuko ni watashite moraitai mono ga aru no da. So to son, watashite moraitai. So this is good. So this is like desirable to receive your handing, basically. And then mono. So a thing that is desirable to receive your handing to my son exists. There exists something I want to receive your giving to my son. Very clunkily. But of course, obviously, all he's just saying is, there's something I want you to give to my son. And then noda, in this case, just being explanatory language. Medori toyu... Medori toyu onna no ko ni azukete oku kara kanojo kara uketotte moraenai darou ka. That's kind of funny as well. We got Medori, which obviously this word here would be tori as well. I'm just looking for this bird stuff in everything. But it might have, that might be the point. They might have wanted us to. But I think they also use the word, medley to mean medley, like a medley of songs or whatever. So maybe it's also just that. Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's a musical name. Or maybe it's both. Anyway, so as I said before, putting to followed by a noun means a noun called whatever came before to. So medley toyu onna no ko. So, like a girl child called Medley, or a girl called Medley. And then we've got ni there. Ni, so to that girl called Medley. Azukete oku. Azukeru is to deposit into custody, into someone's custody, or to someone's care, I suppose. So yeah, azukete oku. So again, we've got this oku here, just meaning, in advance for the future. So I will hand it to a girl called Medley, for the future, for when you collect it, in advance of that happening. Kara, just meaning so. Kanojo kara, from her. Uketotte moraenai darou ka. Yeah, uketoru is to just, to receive. So uketotte moraenai darou ka. It's like, cannot I receive your taking it? You're taking receiving it from her. And then darou ka, just, agreement seeking things. And then dewa tanonda yo. Dewa just meaning with that being discussed, with that decided. And then tanonda basically means, tanomu means to request something. People will say like tanonda when they can, like he can because he's the chief. People will often say tanomu instead of onegai shimasu. So people will say like yoroshiku tanomu. But usually that's kind of a cool thing to say in anime and games and stuff. I always think of Otacon in Metal Gear Solid. I remember him saying yoroshiku tanomu to Raiden, I think, in MGS2. It's the first time I ever noticed it. First time I probably ever heard it. But yeah. So he's saying tanonda. It basically translates naturally into please, please do this, I ask of you. But it literally translates as, it's requested, I've requested it. So the literal translation obviously doesn't really help much. But yeah, it basically means please, I've asked this of you, please do it, sort of thing. I beg, not I beg of you, that's too desperate, but please, basically. Soda omae. Kore wo motte iki na. So, that's right, omae. This, and then motte iki, with a na at the end, just kind of a, friendly, familiar way to ask someone to do something. So, possess and go, or, of course, less literally, take this, take this. Nani ka to yaku ni tatsu kamoshirenai kara na. I've intonated that horribly. Nani ka to yaku ni tatsu kamoshirenai kara na. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, so nanika just meaning something, and then to, I don't know what. To has another function here that I can't really explain. Nanika to. I don't know, maybe it is just with something, or for something, and then yaku ni tatsu again, to be helpful. Kamoshirenai essentially just translates as probably, and then kara is just kind of because, because it might be useful for something in the future. That's why you should take it. And then na, rhetorically seek an agreement. Wahoo! And we got haitatsu bukuro o te ni ireta. So you entered into the hand the delivery bag. Little zoku ga tsukatte iru iroiro na itemu ga hairu benri na fukuro. So it is a bag, a useful or convenient bag into which items enter, various items enter, that the Rito tribes are using, or the Rito tribe is using, or whatever the Rito tribe uses. Nakami o miru toki wa kasoru o awasete yzx o osu. So same as before, just, contents look time, or when regarding the time you look at the contents, match the cursor with YZ or X and press YZ or X, sorry. Medori wa ue no heya ni iru hazu da. So again, he loves hazu, doesn't he? He's always saying it. So yeah, medori. Medley, ue no heya. So an up room, an above room. A room up above, basically. Ni iru, she exists, in an up room, above room, and then hazu, just expressing an expectation that that's the case. So she should exist, or she should be in one of the rooms upstairs. Baru sama no koto wa ore tachi ni makaserao. So yeah, Baru sama no koto wa, so regarding Valu sama and his, and things related to him, or just, regarding Valu, ore tachi ni makasero, and that's imperative. Makaseru is to entrust, to leave something up to someone else, to leave something for someone else to do. And he's saying makaserao because he's ordering us to do it. Well, not ordering necessarily, but he's using this form. He's telling us to do it. And oretachi ni, so leave it to us, leave Valu to us. And then sore yori komori sama no koto tanonda ze. So than that, or again, more importantly than that, komori sama no koto, again, just komori, tanonda, just meaning please regarding komori. Just please help him out, take care of him. Solve that problem or whatever. Get out of here. Okay, finally, we're done with this part. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like if you want, don't if you don't. Sub if you want, don't if you don't. Thanks to my patrons. Hope it's been worth it, and I will catch you next time.